Hello, everybody. It's Michael Jaco with Unleashing Intuition Secrets. So the child trafficking Super Bowl, and I put this out for years. I basically predicted. I showed you how the games are rigged. I saw this when I was CIA overseas. All the sports games are rigged, right? And we know that the of all the events all over the world, the Super Bowl is the number one for child trafficking, right? Put this out, all studies, lots of people talked about this over and over again. But how many of you are still going to watch that game? How many of you are going to tune into that satanic halftime show? Anybody with a half a brain can see that the halftime shows are satanic, right? So we saw the same thing with the Olympics, the opening ceremony for the Olympics, right? Another satanic, Luciferian, satanic, one or the other, right? Or both, who knows, right? So they're basically, they control that and they make money off of that. It's the betting is not just for the sports, it's also for the child trafficking. So those events are very, lots of child trafficking in those events and so forth. It's been put out. It gets covered up every year, but it is massive. Some people will be caught in it, and there'll be some kind of news article about it, and then it'll get squashed. Right, so they have to put it out there, and then they squash it, just like they did probably with the opening ceremony of the Olympics. Looks like potentially another pandemic's coming, right? So I predicted that we'd see a pandemic far worse than the one that we just had with COVID, or the one we had with COVID. It's been not just, but the one with COVID. So the opening ceremony, it looks like a big globe, just like the COVID. That COVID was a big red globe, right? So they get the same thing at the Olympics, and I'll show you the video. So let's jump in. Let's start to look at some of this. It is a little frustrating to see some of this stuff happen continually. It's like we've exposed this stuff. How is it, still extremely popular? This will be the first time in the history of the Super Bowl that it's in every single country. Every single country is going to be exposed to their negative messaging about, illegal immigration and, ICE and all that stuff, because they're just going to hammer it the whole show, because, Trump is not Trump and MAGA and everybody else that has two brain cells to rub together don't watch that anymore. Right. So this is one of the things that's going to continually be exposed. Myself and other people will continue to expose it. So let's jump in and let's look at some of this stuff. Something big might happen, right? So Off Grid with Doug and Stacy, he is always rocking it. He gets great info from Doug. So let's watch what Doug has to say, and I'm going to point something out, and then I'm going to show you another video.
Now, I just want to rewind the clock a little bit on our memories, because it seems like America has some short-term memory stuff going on. But right before the plandemic, back there in the day, the Ovid with a C in front of it.
All right, C Ovid, or with a C in front of it, as he calls it. Remember, they never really isolated that virus. So that picture is a lie. So that was part of the pictures that they had when they were planning the plandemic, and they were showing us that there were, this might happen in the future, and then it did. Fauci said that Trump would have a very major, event, with basically a scamdemic. All right. He said, he didn't call it that, of course. He said it was going to be a pandemic that Trump was in. And he said that before Trump even got in office. So they had it planned out. And you see, so look at that globe-looking thing, right? So I'm gonna switch this out, and I'm gonna show you the opening ceremony of the Olympics, and then I'll come back and because he's got some more words to say about the next potential plandemic. All right. So here is the globe, and what does that look like? What does that look like? All right. It looks like that thingy. All right. COVID. So, and they light it. So let's watch this. All right, so a little ritual there for the Olympics. They will have another ritual for in the Super Bowl, and this is what they do, right? So, and some of you I know are probably like, well, the players, they're not really involved, and so they're all, surrounded by child trafficking, and they have demonic ceremonies in the middle of the Olympics, very obvious to everyone, and they still have, they still know who's going to win those games. I mean, probably not all of them do, but like I said, I pointed it out the last time the Patriots played. I said who would win, who would be the MVP, and I showed you why I came up with that, because there was the Indian Stadium. I guess there was a little girl that was killed by one of the coaches when he was driving out. He hit this one little girl, and so a sacrifice, right? So and then you had Joe Biden sitting on the Indian blanket. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Pirates, and there was all kind of pirate stuff that I was pointing out that they were showing all over the place. And then you had Joe Biden with his butt on the Indian blanket in the GQ show. So I've talked about this. So anyway, I told you who was going to win. Now, some of you are like, well, who's going to win this one? Right? I don't even get involved. I was like, I'm going to get involved here, and I'm going to show you guys. And I'm going to throw money down just so I can show you. I'm going to put money where my mouth is. And I made big bucks. I should have put a hell of a lot more down, but at the time, that's all I had. So anyway, you can get involved in this. It's up to you. There's free will here. You can be part of the, Luciferian satanic cult, which I guess very great portion of humanity is involved in that. And then there's those of us that are of the light and try and help you guys that are still involved in that. Wake the hell up. Right. So, so the Luciferians, they want to win here. They want to completely and absolutely control us. And that's why they had the COVID vaccination. The COVID was just a real bad case of, the flu, and they blew it up. You having problems breathing? Well, just come on in the hospital and you get about a 90% chance of never coming out. How are those odds? So that's what they did. They just blew up the numbers. People got automobile accidents, motorcycle accidents, and they died. And there's like, oh, he died of COVID. They died of COVID. So they just upped the numbers, kept upping the numbers, gave us these little shows of all these people that were in hospitals, and then people went to those hospitals the next day, and they're like, well, where's all the people that were in lines to get in here? And they're like, we don't know what you're talking about. So obviously that was filmed earlier, and then it was let out into the public. So they had all of that planned, the plandemic. And look how many people got, scammed into it. They get part of that scamdemic. 70% of Americans got vaccinated, right? So when we have another one, how many people are going to get involved this time? How many people do you think will be involved this time that were involved last time? You think it'd be less numbers? Go ahead and throw some numbers in there. Be less numbers or the same? I say it's not going to be too much less, guys, if at all, right? Because that's the way fear works. Now, we know that the Bible says, and it's been said that in 365 times, fear not in the Bible. Depending on what version you get, it'll be less or, about the same, whatever, but still it's in there a lot. Fear not. Yet they're going to create and have created fear, which controls. It's a Luciferian way of controlling us, right? And they're masters at it. And many people succumb to it every day, right? So when I show you some more of this video, it's not to bring you to fear, it's to bring you to the light, knowledge, so that you won't be captured again, if at all. Most of you I know that watch me are like, I never got captured. I never did any of that bullshit. And good for you. So, but most people, as we know, around the world were captured. They were captured operation. All right, so let's look at a little bit more of that plandemic that's coming.
Plandemic, okay? They ran a simulation before that, right? I don't know if you guys knew that or not, but you can go look it up. They ran a simulation. Now, oddly enough, they ran a simulation in the UK in the quiet of night. I'm showing you the article right now. In the quiet of night, right at the end of the year, okay? Now, this is Dr. Tom Cowan, and he's even talking about it.
Apparently in England, they just did another simulation. Exercise Pegasus, the largest pandemic simulation in nearly a decade, with the simulated virus, enterovirus EVD68, thought to originate from pigs and primarily killing children. This enterovirus is similar to a polio virus. I'm going to show you how they determined that this virus exists, show you the isolation papers, and the disease that it allegedly causes, which is similar to what's called pediatric acute flaccid myelitis. Somebody asked me, so if children are going to get sick, what is it from? Obviously, I don't know the answer to that, and I don't want to make any positive claim because I don't even know if this is going to happen. But we would, of course, look for the same old culprits, vaccines and different electromagnetic frequencies, fear, poisoning, and starvation, all the usual things we were exposed to with COVID, possibly this time directed at the children. I hope nobody has any reason to fear the illness. You might be worried about whether they're going to roll out a new situation for us or not, but that remains to be seen. We'll just wait.
Okay, so they leak this information before they do it because in their minds, if they have to go, well, they're going to go be judged before God. So Lucifer basically is a fallen angel, and the Luciferians believe that Lucifer is better than God, and he's going to take over, right? And he's going to free all of their people that went to hell, and so they're all the people that are stuck in hell. They're going to get freed. Lucifer's going to rule, and that's their idea, right? So they're going to continue to create this fear. They're really pushing this. So what I hear, they're desperate because they know that time is running out. So will they be able to pull something like this off again? It remains to be seen. I have not seen a lot of awakening myself. So we'll probably, if they do roll something out, we'll probably see the same type of response, right? So there's still a lot of people that are out there, NPCs, 80% of a lot of people have said that 80% of, and when I look at it as a remote viewer, I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of NPCs out there, and clones, and, just the vaccinated are, losing their minds on a very, very large scale. All right, so this is Allie Carter. She has spoken out. She was part of the monarch butterfly type. I don't know if she was, but she was similar situation where she was pedophiled as a child, and she's been outspoken. She has been on the run. She's been on the hide, but occasionally she comes out and puts out video like this.
What the hell I'm saying? MKO trade fun. Let me help you in the comments. Who was here when I've spouted off the Super Bowl scores before and I was correct? Before the game, there's a lot of U90s that are here that can help. Who was here for that? How many times? You want me to put a video up and remind you we've already done this? Okay. So let me tell you the real Super Bowl reason. Super Bowl is the Super Bowl of trafficking. They are not betting on the game. They are betting on the after parties. They are betting on the children. What goes on in those stadiums is not just a game. That's the illusion.
All right. So she's also talking about, and has talked about, Nicki Minaj. So Nicki Minaj has come up in the news lately as a new Trump supporter. She was not a Trump supporter in the past, and is now a Trump supporter. So what is going on with some of these people that are coming out? And she's getting a lot of press. Everybody's like, oh, Nicki Minaj, she's turned. No. No. All right. So, and that's not the way I see it at all. So Nicki Minaj's husband and brother's criminal records, what you need to know. So Nicki Minaj aligns herself with President Trump. Some critics claim she is doing so to secure pardons for her brother and husband. All right. So her husband, I guess in his younger days, held a knife to a girl's throat. He was actually younger than her. He served 4 years in prison as a level 2 sex offender after he was found guilty of raping a 16-year-old girl whom he held at knife point in 1994. He was 15, she was 16. They were in a relationship. So, there's probably two sides of that story. So I don't know. I'm not judging there. I'm just pointing out this stuff. Now, her brother also faced legal issues in 2017. Mirage, her brother, then 38, was convicted of raping an 11-year-old girl at his Long Island residence. So his defense was that they were trying to frame him because he was Nicki Minaj's brother. And so Allie Carter does not have good things to say about a lot of these people. So I say tune in to Allie Carter and find out what she says about Nicki Minaj. All right. So be careful who you glam onto. So NFL and Roger Goodell positioned Super Bowl to be anti-Trump, anti-ice slop fest. All right. So Roger Goodell is saying Bad Bunny and Green Day won't get political during the Super Bowl. Oh, really? All right. So they're already political. They're known for being anti-Trump and being outspoken about Trump's policies and so forth. But hey, let's just go ahead and have them out there. They're just going to sing some nice songs, and everybody's going to be happy and dance, and it's going to be all pretty, right? So no, again, no, and no. All right. The Super Bowl of child trafficking, no. Halftime shows, all right. Bad Bunny. I've seen Bad Bunny perform as transgender, and which I don't care. It's like whatever, you trying to get views, whatever. Maybe he does ascribe to that. So whatever. Right. So is he going to come out at Super Bowl transgender outfit or have a bunch of transgenders dance around him? Who knows? I don't care because I'm not going to watch it. Right. I'm not going to subject myself to that. All right. So the 2020 election. All right. So here's the game plan. We're going to basically, end the zombie filibuster, pass the SAVE Act. The SAVE Act basically is you have to have an ID to actually vote. So implement voter ID and secure our elections. The Dems will lose in 2026 in a catastrophic landslide without their ability to cheat. Not only will Trump have larger majorities in both chambers, but the American people will see that the Dems are not actually all that popular. Something I've been saying for a long time. I said the Dem party goes away. All right. So the Dems' perceived support is all one giant ruse. If we pass the SAVE Act, the 2026 election will serve as incontrovertible evidence that the Dems have been engaged in election fraud and treason. So what happens if the SAVE Act doesn't go through? Then there will be emergency executive action. And I think there's probably going to have to be one even with the SAVE Act, because the Democrats are absolutely going to cheat. If there's a Dem anywhere in the political arena, it's to me, having the Dems, be part of the political process at this point is like having Dracula overseeing the blood banks, right? So they're out of control. They're out of control. It's been proven, and to have them still around, it's kind of like still having the Super Bowl around, guys. It's so ridiculous, right? I don't understand how we can continue to be like this. All right, so the water crisis in Lake Powell has improved to a certain extent, but there's still some problems. So I predicted that Lake Powell would have a huge increase. It's down, I guess, like 100, 165, depending on who you listen to or where you're looking, feet from its high point. Right. So I'm going to share a couple of videos so we can look at this. So weather manipulation is obviously very huge, and now the sun has been very naughty. Right. It has been ejecting a lot of energy electrical energy at Earth, and has caused the polar vortex to push down into the eastern side of America. And there's been like record cold, record snow. I guess it even in Cuba, they actually had 32-degree weather down there. Japan has had record-setting snows. There's been record-setting snows all over. So there's obviously, like I've been saying, a movement in the electrical grids and so forth, the Earth. So that we're moving into global solar minimum, which is going to bring us a lot more colder temperatures, perhaps even mini ice age. All right. So we're moving in that direction. Now on the west coast of the United States, because they had that real big push of cold air on the eastern side, it pushed the warm air up, and it came up along the west coast, and we haven't had any rain out there for about a month. And that's going to change. That's going to change bigly. All right. So we're going to get feet and feet and feet and feet of snow that's coming to the West Coast. So some of you guys were probably doubting my prediction that there were going to be a lot of water water, and snows. And, you know, you just have to be a little patient sometimes. Sometimes I doubt myself, you know, but then I'm like, okay, just hold, like Mel Gibson, right? Before the English came up with their cavalry, and they held, and then they brought those spears up and they took out the cavalry, but they still didn't win. They had a good showing at that battle. So you know, it's going to be like winning against the deep state. You know, sometimes we're like, God, we're just like kicking their ass, and then it's like they just control everything. What the hell? It's like back and forth. All right. So, but you still have to stay. What's the Bible say? No fear. Right. Do not fear. So do not fear and hold your focus. Of course, prayer helps a lot. All right. So if you want to have a certain reality, prayer is really good for bringing that into manifestation. All right. So let's look at some of the things that are going on out there with the water situation. Like I said, I believe it's going to you know, move in a very good direction, but it remains to be seen. All right. So we'll see in a little bit. Some kind of like little white thing flying behind me. It's like somebody visiting me while I'm doing this show. I don't know. Maybe some bugs back there. I don't know. So here's Lake Powell water crisis 2026 on-site update. So it's a couple of these. Now the water level has definitely risen in a lot of reservoirs, but still needs to come up a lot more.
It's like as of February of 2026, we're going to go to multiple sites across the lake. We're going to go to Wahweap, Antelope, and Lone Rock. But for now, we're starting here at the backside of Glen Canyon Dam. And if you look at the bottom of the dam over here on the backside, you're going to see that the penstocks, the trash racks have just become visible as the lake has been dropping this wintertime. So let's get started and let's get seeing the sites. So I wanted to give you a visual reference of how low the lake is. We're 165 feet below full pool. So where the top of that white line is all the way to lake level is 165 feet. Now, if you look below it, you're going to see right there a railroad. And that's the railroad tracks from the concrete batch plant back in the 1950s and 60s when Glen Canyon Dam was being constructed.
So the water level is very low. All right. So there's another group that I watch. It's like this father and son. They go out on the Lake Powell. They've been doing it for years. They give us some really good insights. So let me pull them up and we'll look at them real quick, and then I'll show you what's coming. Hold on, help is on the way. So it's going to be a lot of help from the good Lord, because He provides when we ask. All right. So prayer does wonders. All right. So these guys are really good. I like this. Sin City Outdoors.
For some reason, I do not remember ever coming up here to check out this boat. It's kind of over here in the real thick brush, so I wonder if it's possible that we were just driving past it and never noticed it. Because for a long time, the water was a lot lower than it is today. So this thing would have been 100 yards out of water or so. Now it's only 40 to 50. But it looks like some kind of old race boat. I'm definitely going to have to check out down there. There's something denting under this, I think. Ooh. You could tell that at one point it was underwater for a long time. This thing's covered in sand, but definitely some sort of speedboat at one point. See all the little gauges. It's funny as the steering wheel's back here now. There's definitely something living under this boat right now. Hopefully whatever it is doesn't come out and grab me. Look at that. Oh, well. Something tried to dig under it right here, it looks like. See if I could.
A boat we've seen before?
I don't know. I'd find it hard to believe that we wouldn't have explored it, but it is kind of hidden, huh?
It was probably a boat that didn't look as juicy as the other ones. So
yeah,
before we had all these massive boats and everything, so we probably wouldn't have gone to that one unless it was really good looking.
Yeah. One thing that was cool, though, it looks like a coyote tried to dig under it to make a den. You know how coyotes are getting closer to breeding season?
Oh, yeah.
There was it looked like something was trying to dig to get under it.
I saw this thing in the newspaper not newspaper, but on the news that said, beware, because in Vegas, the coyotes are out of control in the city. They're like on golf courses and all this crazy stuff. They're like in all the washes, because we got a bunch of washes that push water to Lake Mead. And it says, beware, because during this season, if you're walking your dog and all that, these coyotes, they come out and they're very aggressive with other animals. They'll try to take your dog right off your leash.
Yep, breeding season, right?
They'll attack.
Yep, we lost a Yorkie from a coyote. It jumped over a very high fence and got her and took off. And so we didn't even see it. We just figured it out after a period of time. She's completely disappeared. So we lost one to a rattlesnake and one to a coyote. So, and one of them lived a nice long life. So, but look out for the coyotes, like they're going to talk about here. There is a lot of water, and it's forcing them down into the city in Las Vegas, actually.
Our neighborhood, there was a couple attacks. Coyotes trying to get little poodles, and they'll go up against big dogs too. Right.
There's even a couple stories of people getting bit by coyotes out here. There's a couple of them. There's a pretty cool boat over here a year or two ago. I went up to that boat to check it out, and it was pretty far out of water. You almost had to like climb a cliff to go and check it out. And with the water level having jumped up so much, it's kind of getting closer to the edge now. So it'd be pretty.
All right. So these guys are basically, telegraphing, or they've been doing this for years. And they're saying the water level's up, but it's still obviously still got a long way to go. All right. So help is on its way. So we'll look at, the weather coming in over the next, couple weeks. And it's going to be pretty significant for the West Coast. All right. It's already hitting Hawaii, the big island. I think they're getting snow on their mountaintop out there. Yes, Hawaii does get snow. So they have like a very high elevation volcano, probably ancient volcano. So here is the snowfall that's coming over the next couple weeks. Starting looks like about probably tonight, we're going to start to see a little snow up there in Oregon and Washington State that need it. And then on Tuesday, it's going to start hitting the Tahoe area and the mountains of Cali. And then it's just going to come in pretty good. So the pinks there are like about a foot. And then we're going to start to see the greens, which is a couple feet. And this is through, I think, about Wednesday or so. Then it spreads across, goes into Colorado, Nevada, and so forth across the country. And then the next one comes in on Valentine's Day. So Valentine's Day, it starts coming in. And over the next several days, as you guys can see, it's going to come in heavy. So we're going to look at, we're looking at several feet, 4, maybe even 5 feet of snow. And then, of course, it goes across the U.S. And the rain, it's not showing it in this because this is all snowfall, but there's a little bit of a drought going on in Texas, and there's a lot of rain coming in. It's going to help that drought. So good weather coming in. There's good stuff going on out there, even though there's potentially a pandemic coming, right? So don't get caught up in it, guys. Don't get caught up in it. Because if you're doing the healthy stuff, if you're doing LifeWave and root wellness and all that kind of stuff, you're looking good, right? There's obviously a lot of you guys do home remedy type stuff, and I put a lot of that stuff out over the years. But LifeWave is a major factor in keeping a lot of people from not being here anymore, right? So and then those people that don't use any of it. It's not going to be good if they get another scandemic coming in, because it's probably going to come in a little bit heavier than the last one. It'll probably be a factor of several above what they had last time. That's my guess, right? That's my remote view. So it'll be real scary for people, and they'll get in fear, and that's the worst thing you can do, right? because there's lots of beneficial things you can do to keep yourself alive during scamdemics, and you don't have to take whatever they tell you to take and control you and all that kind of stuff. So, all right, so just a heads up, don't get caught up in it. Just be observant. Have faith in the Lord, and stay in the love vibration. And we'll see you guys next time.